Let's learn woods. Hi, my name's Koozie and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov map guide. In today's video, I'm giving you a guided tour around the map Woods. Woods is a huge map. We got a lot to cover. Timestamps are in the description below, so let's get started. Okay, first things first, as per usual, let's talk about the keys, or in this case, the key. This ZB014 key is the only one you really need, and it's also the only one that is available on the flea market. There's another extract that I believe requires a key called ZB016, but a lot of people just use the ZB014 key. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jump into an offline raid and give you a guided tour around the woods. Let's go. Okay, so we spawn in, and every time you spawn in, you want to kind of look for a reference point. So if you spawn in here and you have this wall, that means that we are right by the ZB014 extract. So let's go there first. It's here somewhere. Right here. It's kind of tucked away near the end of the wall. That's your reference point. There will be green smoke if it's available, but the way you would do it is you would come in. Wait. Okay. You would come in, and if you have the key, you can unlock this. And even if you don't have the extract, you can actually go in here, and there's actually some pretty good loot a lot of times in this box, and just checking around here. So it's beneficial to check pretty much everywhere whenever you come in here. But also be careful, because if it's a situation where like you don't have the extract and you went in there to loot and a player hears you, then you're kind of just chalked. All right, how do I want to go about this? Because Woods is a very large map. I'll just kind of touch on the hotspots. Okay, we're also going to do like we did in the customs guide, where I time-lapse a lot of it. I'm going to try to work on not talking so we can time-lapse more, but before we do that, I wanted to go ahead and show you this area. This is the Scav House. Okay, there's a couple of quests where you have to come in and kill scavs on woods. So this is a pretty good spot to hit on your way out if you have the Outskirts extract, which, speaking of, this truck up here is your reference point for Outskirts. So if you have it, you'll be able to come up here. And I wouldn't recommend running here, because a lot of times players will like to hide on the hills and up on that rock, and maybe even like by that tree near the SUV. I know you can see the silhouette. And another thing to note before you move on from this area, you have to be careful, because past these signs, there are mines. Now, as far as secret stashes go, there's a ton on Woods, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know where all of them are. I know where like maybe one or two are. And so I'll just show you the one that I know for sure where it is, and then we'll move on. Here's a secret stash. Reference is that deer stand. You can loot that. Also, as far as loot goes, on this side of the map, there's not really any lootable areas except for this campsite where you have a dead body and a duffel bag, and sometimes stuff will spawn on the ground right there. Okay, so coming up right here is a little cabin. You have a dead body you can loot right there. Watch out for the barbed wire. There's spawns right here for loot. There's a box you can search, and then there's loot spawns in here, namely weapon attachments. This is also a good scav hotspot, but it's also a good PvP hotspot. If you come straight across and kind of crest this hill, okay, not that hill, like the other 40 hills that I just walked over. This is, I think they call it checkpoint. There's always a scav or two here. As far as looting goes, you have this car, which can spawn a violet key card. It's very rare, but it is possible. I think in the back here, you have a med bag. You do. In here, there's a filing cabinet and a box that you can search. And ground loot spawns here. Also check this box, because there's med items there. If you come from the med checkpoint and kind of go diagonal in between these two trees, and just keep going straight past the rock, and then in between these two trees right here, there's a marked circle. Now, the marked circle here doesn't really spawn anything great. There is a jacket that you can hit here. And so from the marked circle, if we go up to this rock and take a left, we'll be going to the lumber mill. Now, the lumber mill is where the scav boss Sturman spawns. Sturman is pretty easy to kill, but he also has 2 minions that are very deadly. And typically they like to form a triangle formation. So like if Sturman is like right there, his boys, one of his boys is going to be like over there and his other will be right by that truck. I can show you the lootable areas here, but over there, that's Sniper Mountain. 2 things to note about this, and I'll kind of show you the vantage point whenever we get over there. Sniper Scav does spawn up there, but also PMCs like to go up there too to get their shooterborn and heaven kills. But here you have a duffel bag, and you are also very visible to the mountain up there. Down here, like I said, you got to be careful because any PMC that's up there has 100% eyes on you. But if you come into this little shack area, there is, excuse me, weapon attachments here. There is a jacket here, a box here, and I think that's it. Maybe there's something that spawns on that chair. If you come over to the garage, you have loot all along here. Basically the entire right side. You've got loot here, and here. Sometimes something valuable spawns there, and by valuable I mean like something rare, like a Leatherman or a Wi-Fi camera or something. Okay. Here you have a weapon box. Sometimes stuff spawns back here. And then if you do kill Sturman, he does drop a key for his stash. And that stash is right here. So it's a lockbox. You got to use the key. You can only use the key once. But remember, you're visible. Okay. Over there is a cabin that you can loot. It's got a couple of food items, a couple of filing cabinets in there as well. These 3 cabins you can loot. They all have jackets and all that stuff, food items, etc. Just kind of run through here to show you. Jackets. That one has a safe and a grenade box. Jackets here. There is a task that you have to do where you have to come into this cabin and there will be a quest item there. Stuff on the table there. Alright, so moving up. Trying to think of how I want to do this efficiently. Also, there's scav spawns in Lumber Mill as well. It's not just Sturman and his 2 boys. It's pretty chaotic here. So if you're trying to loot and just get out, I would avoid coming to the Lumber Mill, especially early to mid raid. But what I want to do now is I'll go up here to Sniper Mountain and show you, and then we'll go over to the FOB and kind of loop all the way back around. Okay, quick note. This rock formation, which you'll see a better viewpoint of whenever we get up top, is called Spine. A lot of people like to sit up there and snipe. There are 2 scav spawns in this area, and they like to rotate over here and kind of in front of the spine. To get up here, I'm going to show you a nice little jump that will keep you a little bit more safe. So we jump up here. Be careful because people like to look down, especially if they hear you. There's some stuff down there. There's a box. You will need to go there and mark it for a ragman task, I believe. Now, to get up to where the sniper scav is, you want to hop up on this, keep jumping, jump again and again. And then before we get up there, down in here, there is a valuable spawn. It can spawn like chainlets and horses and gold chains and stuff. Obviously, you want to check here for ammo and any kind of weapon attachments. All right, but let's go up. So we want to use this to jump up, okay? And then to get where Sniper Scav is, we're going to go up this rock, and Sniper Scav will be literally right here in front of us. So as you can see, if you had a sniper rifle, you'd be chilling, okay? However, you're very exposed to anyone who peeks up over this crest right here, which I will show you in a little bit. So to combat that, you can actually go down, jump across here, come to this rock, and use this point as a reference and aim for right here, okay? We're gonna run and jump. And then we're gonna jump again. No, we didn't jump actually. We just held W and shift. And then here we're gonna jump up. It's gonna like teleport us up. And then we're gonna jump straight across here and go right here. And then we'll lay down. And that way we have even more of a vantage point, but even better, we're also hidden from anyone who comes up over there. All right. Now, before I move on, I want to go down to the FOB and kind of wrap around. This may have to be two separate raids, but after editing and stuff, it won't really matter. Change my mind. Before I head that way, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get up on the backside here. This mountain is pretty central, so if you spawn in, you can use that as like your reference to kind of understand where you're at. But you come around the back here, and there's a trail that you can follow. If it forks off like that, just go to the one on the right. Go up the hill, and you're gonna have to climb a little bit. And how you know you're at the top is you will see this antenna with a box and a toolbox here. And then if you want to get a vantage point on Sniper Scav, you can come up right here. Also, at the very top with the sniper rifle on a good like weather day, you actually can see the FOB, which we will be going to here momentarily. But you see how you can't see, like I would be able to easily see anyone who's right there. So that's why it's better to just learn that jump and go over there. Okay, so where we're going to right now is if you have the task introduction that unlocks Jaeger, you want to use this plane as a reference, okay? Sometimes loot can spawn along this trail here. But if you come to the plane and you come right here and you take a left, that deer stand is where you want to go. Because you have to find the letter, which will be right here. Okay? So there's that. Okay, we're coming up on the FOB. FOB is an acronym that stands for fully operating base, I think. Forward operating base or something like that. This is a good spot for PvP, but it's also a really good spot for loot. So let's start up top here. If you come up the stairs, you got a box here. Always check like around the ground because there may be ground loot. You have a weapon box here. Got ammo spawns here. If you jump down and cut back across to where we just were, you've got a crate here. Stuff will spawn on these shelves. You have another crate here. A med bag, a duffel bag. In here you have a spawn here, spawns here, a med bag there. Spawns all in here and on the shelves. You have spawns here on this table as well as the shelves here. And then spawns on this. And then you have another crate here. Can't really go through that way. But you can go around to the other side to hit the... Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Hit the weapon box. There it is. Okay. So now on the other side, which this is also a pretty good scav area too. On the other side, you want to check this for ammo, of course. Check the tables just in case, you know, dynamic loot and all that stuff. There's spawns all along these tables as well as with a med bag, food items back here, spawn right here and here. You got a crate here, a crate there. Inside here, you have a duffel bag and food item spawns all along here. So I would just pay attention and check that. And I believe that's it for the FOB. Now, this extract we're coming to is just like customs. It's called the RUAF Roadblock. If you have green smoke, that means it's available. And since that's one of my extracts, that means that I can do it. It's actually called the RUAF Gate. But Be careful whenever you're coming from the FOB because you have players that can see you, and it's very open right there, so just be careful. You have a duffel bag here, and you've got 2 boxes that you can loot right there. I thought there was a hidden stash over here somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, whatever. There's a hidden stash over here, and if you really want to find it that bad, you can pull up a map and find it. So this is another extract. It's called a factory. It's called Factory Gate. I wouldn't recommend using this because you need to get a player scav to extract with you, and at this point in the wipe, with people not really caring about scav karma anymore, it's damn near impossible. If you extract at one of those, you're actually going to get a reward from Fence. He'll just drop you a bunch of random stuff. Over here is the extract UN Roadblock. Okay. This is another extract that I have.
I saw a bear in this area.
Wrong button. This is another extract that I have. I would kind of play to the outside here. I've just went in a giant circle, and we're coming up on a spawn point called Old Station. This is also a scav extract if you do decide to scav in. I don't really want to touch on too many of the scav extracts just because I put together like a money guide that talks about going factory. So yeah, nothing really lootable in here, I don't think. I haven't really been in here, so it doesn't really seem like there's anything worth looking for in here. So this is another scav extract. It's called Eastern Rocks, which is also another spawn point for PMCs. So if you spawn in and you got a giant couple of rocks in front of you, you know you're on the easternmost side of the map. Don't get this confused with the ZB014 fence. ZB014 fence has barbed wire up top, and it doesn't have that little like zigzag, I guess, design. Down here is another extract called the Northern UN Roadblock. And if the lights are on, then that means that it is available. Just kidding, I lied. That's a constant extract, actually. Okay, now this area is not like a named POI, but we're gonna call it Workshop, and you'll see why here in a moment. But no scavs really spawn here, but players do like to rotate here. Anytime you see anything like this, check for military tech. There's a tech spawn in here, a box. I would imagine maybe an intel spawn. Toolbox. And obviously check the mattress and the table. And then this is your way out. So don't forget to check over here for like ammo and stuff. If you come across, there's some pretty good loot in here. You can go under. There's a box here. Always check these shelves. Check in here for like paracord. You come up these stairs. You have spawns here. Spawns on the table. A black box. Cut across to the other one. You got spawns here. A black box. Spawns on the table. Spawns here. Possibly spawns here. I haven't really seen anything. Spawns on the table. A crate. And then obviously check the shelves. And possibly up here as well. Now, if you keep going up, you got to be careful. Because at some point, there are snipers that will shoot at you. And if you go past here or on the other side of these rocks, you're essentially chalked. So it's better just to turn around and keep the antenna on your left and follow the path. When you come, if you have the mountain in front of you, take a right, and you're gonna go left on the fork. And this is another pretty big PvP area. So in this area, you have a lot of PvP that happens. You also have a lot of scav activity that happens. All of these houses are lootable. Some of them have keys, but for starters, you have this over here. You've got a toolbox. Potentially something in here. Nothing really else. Maybe the table. And then if you go inside, potentially a spawn on the table. As you can see. Food spawns here. Duffel bag. Obviously, like I said, with dynamic loot, just check everywhere because they've changed up the spawns and stuff. Come through the garage. Check these shelves. Check the table. Again, Woods is a huge map, so I'm trying to, like, speed run this, essentially. Hopefully you guys are able to keep up. I don't doubt you. Alrighty. This cabin, it's locked. Wait, no, just kidding. That's a turkey door. Whenever you open this, check the floor. Check the table and the toolbox. Check here. There's one of these that you can't open. In here, obviously in the kitchen, you're going to have food items and drink. Check there. Check the couch. Always check the couch. Check here. Duffel bag. Check the bed. Check this. And all in here. Also check the floor because you see the E-motor. And then you can go upstairs. There's not really much up here. You want to check the table. And then you've got a duffel bag as well as the mattress. And possibly this. But that's really about it. Okay. And then if you come over here, believe it or not, this is actually a lootable box. So it's similar to like the crates that you find. There's stuff on the table. Toolbox here. Potential spawns there. Cutting across. This is the one that you can't open, right? Yeah. There. I don't know what key goes to this. So, anyways. So we're going to skip that. If you come in here, you've got a couple spawn potentials. Here on the water barrels, you've got spawn potential. On the shelves, of course, toolbox, possibly on the barrel. Okay. In here, the door spawns open, so be careful, or be aware. You've got a spawn here. Inside, you've got food spawn items all along here. You open this. You got a room here that you can check. Check the bed. Check the floor. Duffel bag there. We jump this. We got another duffel bag plus a potential spawn here. You got food items here. Check the bed. Check here. As well as you have a grenade or ammo case. I don't know which one it is. It's a grenade box. Jump back over this. And then before you pull out of here, you got another grenade box here. Okay. And then check here because there's a spawn there. Now, there is an extract here, but the catch is it costs you 3,000 rubles. So what you would do is you would go up to that car, press F to deposit 3,000 rubles if you have it on you. And then you're gonna, what I would do is I would either hide behind the sign or like duck over here to kind of be out of sight because you have to wait 60 seconds. And that, my friends, is not something we want to do. All right, so for reference, we have this big mountain to our right. We're at the northernmost part of the map right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in between these rocks. And right at the curve, you're going to veer off here on the right side. Follow this footpath. And this is going to bring you to the Sunken Village. There's multiple scav spawns here. Multiple areas that you can loot. A lot of areas you can't loot. So start with here, check for ammo. Go around the fence. Go up here to the back next to this water closet, doghouse looking thing. Come along here because you can't really loot over there. And if you just stay along the backside, You have stuff that's possibly spawnable right here. Maybe on the table. Back here, I believe. Somewhere there's a marked circle. I can't remember where it is. I'm gonna find it real quick for you. Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Again, marked circle doesn't really spawn anything great. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. So just look for the water closet thing, the outhouse. Nothing really in there to loot. Actually, there's nothing at all to loot. If you want to, you can check over there. I wouldn't recommend it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go from here to Scav Bunker. Scav Bunker is a really good spot for loot. It's also a good PvP area, and it's obviously a scav spawn, hence the name. So I typically group the Scav Bunker area into one. There's two separate areas, and it's because they're super close to each other, but both areas spawn scavs. So here is the first area. This is not the actual bunker part. In this little, like, I don't even know what it's called, like trailer thing, you got a ammo or grenade box. I didn't even see it. I think it's a grenade box. It is. You have a box here. If you come across to the table, there's a chance for food to spawn there. Food to spawn on the table here. Probably some loot spawns there. If you come up to the top here, you've got food spawns, a duffel bag, and more spawns here, as well as some food items. If you go down, you have maybe some spawns here. You've got a crate here. And always check the open boxes that you can access. Okay? And there will be a scav here, too. There's not. Be aware because the player is probably close by. Now, we cut across. Following the trail, we'll be coming up to the actual scav bunker. And your point of reference is the antenna. So if you spawn in and you see the antenna on your left, then that's how you know. Okay? We jump this. And always check your broken boxes. Now with dynamic loot, you've got a box here. Like I said, since it is called Scav Bunker, there will be scavs here. Shocker, I know. Check your boxes. There's another box you can loot. I'm going to go around here real quick to show you. Alright, so that's pretty much all of the lootable stuff up top. You got an ammo spawn here. BS ammo. Nice. Alright. Here's where it gets a little cool, okay? You got a duffel bag here. In here, you have military tech spawn chances. You've got a toolbox. You've got more tech spawns here. Okay? Food items here. That's actually worth a lot. This is that vodka that's going on right now with the event. Check these lockers. And then in here, you've got a duffel bag. And then by the bed, there is a chance to spawn literally anything in the game right here. People have found bitcoins, horses, blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of stuff, okay? You got a jacket you can search. Food items here. Obviously, check over here for other items. Okay. When you go to leave Scav Bunker, I would go down this path. Whenever you come to the intersection, take a right. Because for the Prapper quest, you're going to need to find the convoy and the USEC camp as well. So right up here is a convoy. There's not really much to loot, but I'll show you anyways. This is also really open. Check your broken boxes. There's spawns here. Potential spawns there. You got a box you can search here. There's a crate. That is not a searchable box. Obviously, check here for ammo and stuff. You never know. And then, if you go here, and you follow the trail and go in between these two bodies of water, you're going to come up on the first section of the USEC camp. Now, here's the catch. You have to be very careful because there's mines that are not, they're not marked, okay? So I'll give you just a hint, all right? You see these tree stumps? If you go past these tree stumps, that's where the mines are, okay? So don't go past it. I don't want to be in the same woods raid as you and hear the mines go off and you die, okay? We're not doing that. All right, so if you're ever at this USEC camp, do not go past the tree stumps, all right? That's your guide. All right, so anyways, you've got meds and food spawns here. Inside the tent, you've got spawns here, obviously across the top there, and a crate. If you come back here, you've got weapon attachments that spawn here. Spawns all along here. You've got a box. You've got more spawns here. We went inside the tent already. There's a box here. There's a potential for some stuff to spawn on top of this barrel, as well as here and up here. You got a weapon box here, weapon attachments. Very good, very nice. And then what you want to do, once you get to the four-wheeler, you can't go past these stumps. It's back here is where the mines are. So as long as the rocks are on your right, you're going to be okay. So this second portion of the USEC camp is where you need to go for the actual task. And this doesn't have any kind of like gimmicks. There's no mines or anything like that. But it is a pretty good loot spot. So you've got a weapon box. Check. Like back in here, because sometimes there's like valuable loot that spawns there. Check this table for weapon attachments. Weapon box there. Potential spawns here. Food items spawn here. In the back of this, you need a car or a key. You got a black box there. Over here, you have spawns all across this box, as well as down below. Inside, you have a crate, spawn chances, a weapon crate, and then obviously spawns down here, like that gold chain. Okay, and then if you come around here, there's one more area that can potentially spawn, which is all along here. So we pretty much just did an entire circle around the map. We spawned pretty close to over there, and because of my pathing, I'm very far away from the extract, so I'm just gonna DC. This is an offline raid, so it's completely okay to do that. Well, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. This video was similar to my customs guide, where I walk you through pretty much the entire map. I know I left out a couple nitpicky things, but if I left out something massive, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave me a thumbs down. And if you are new and you want to find your way back for more content, make sure to hit the subscribe button with notifications on. I would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, I do stream on Twitch Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the description below. It'd be awesome to have you. But until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.